Not every man will say, "You're the one I want to spend my life with." He might not show up with a ring in his hand or promise the stars in dramatic declarations. But if you look closely, if you feel closely, his actions start telling a quiet, beautiful story. Because real love isn't always loud. It's in the stillness. It's in the details. You may wonder, does he really see a future with me? And the answer doesn't always lie in grand gestures. It hides in the subtle signs. The way he includes you in small plans. The way he listens when you speak. The way he shows up on your hardest days, not just the happiest ones. Some men won't talk endlessly about the future, but they'll build one with you, brick by brick, without you even realizing it. They won't say, "I want to grow old with you," but they'll ask what kind of home you'd love to live in 5 years from now. And that's the thing about love when it's real. It's not just about how he feels about you. It's about how he sees you, not just in his present, but deeply rooted in his future. If you've ever found yourself overthinking, overanalyzing every text, every moment, wondering if he's serious about you, this is for you. Because the answers are already there. They're in the way he treats you when no one's watching. They're in the effort he makes, the things he remembers, the way he respects your silence as much as your words. True love doesn't leave you confused. It calms your heart. It gives you peace. And most of all, it stays. Not just for today, but with a quiet promise of forever. So before you question his feelings again, take a breath. Look at what he does, not just what he says. Sometimes, a man is already telling you everything, just without using words. Here are 15 subtle signs he sees a future with you. Signs that may seem small at first glance, but when put together, they reveal the depth of a love that's quietly preparing to last a lifetime. 1. He includes you in long-term plans. When a man includes you in his long-term plans, it's one of the clearest signs that he sees you as part of his future. This isn't just about saying the right words. It shows in the way he talks, the decisions he makes, and how naturally he begins to shape his life around the idea of you being in it. Whether it's talking about where he wants to live someday, the kind of life he envisions, or even something as simple as upcoming holidays or future birthdays, you'll notice that "we" becomes a regular part of his vocabulary. He starts to speak in terms of shared experiences that haven't even happened yet. It could be subtle, like mentioning how you two would decorate a house, or imagining what kind of dog you both would get. These aren't casual comments. They're quiet invitations into a future he's already imagining with you in it. He starts thinking in seasons, years, not just weeks or weekends. Even his short-term goals begin to align with your presence. His plans start taking your career, your family, your feelings into account, almost without you asking. This kind of inclusion is deeply emotional. It means he's not afraid of commitment. He isn't thinking about how to keep his life separate. He's thinking about how to build something together. It means he's starting to see you not just as someone he loves now, but someone he wants to grow with, make memories with, and face life's changes alongside. When a man begins weaving you into his future, even in small ways, he's already chosen you in ways that words can't always express. 2. He talks about "we" instead of "I." When a man starts using "we" instead of "I," it's a subtle yet powerful shift that reveals how he views your place in his life. This small change in language speaks volumes. It means he no longer sees himself as a separate individual navigating life alone. Instead, he's beginning to see the two of you as a team, as partners moving through the world together. Whether it's making weekend plans, talking about future goals, or simply deciding what to eat for dinner, the word "we" starts showing up more and more, and it's not accidental. This change is never loud or forced. It flows naturally, like saying, "We should go there someday," or "We've always wanted to try that." It means he's no longer thinking just about what he wants, but also what you might enjoy, what would make both of you happy. It's a mindset that reflects unity, shared experience, and emotional closeness. He's not making decisions in isolation. He's considering how they affect the relationship, how they affect you. This kind of language change also shows a level of emotional maturity. He isn't holding on tightly to independence or ego. Instead, he's inviting you into his daily narrative as though your presence is assumed. It doesn't mean he's losing himself. It means he's allowing space for both of you to exist in his life story. That shift from me to us is quiet, but it carries deep meaning. It's his way of saying, without having to say it outright, "You're already part of me, and I want us to move forward as one." 3. He introduces you to close friends and family. When a man introduces you to his close friends and family, it's more than just a gesture. It's a quiet declaration of your importance in his life. These are the people who know him best, who've seen him at his most honest, and whose opinions often matter deeply to him. So when he brings you into that inner circle, it means he's not only proud to have you by his side, but he also sees you as someone who belongs there. This kind of introduction usually doesn't happen casually. Even if it seems spontaneous on the surface, there's thought behind it. He's letting his world see who you are. It's a way of saying, "She matters to me," without needing to say the words. You'll notice how he watches your interactions, how he makes sure you're comfortable, how he stays close during conversations. All subtle ways of showing that he wants this connection between you and his loved ones to go well. It's also a sign of emotional readiness. He's not trying to keep you in a private corner of his life. He wants the people who've shaped him to meet the person who's shaping his present, and possibly his future. Whether it's a family dinner, a group hangout, or just introducing you to his best friend, it's a quiet milestone. It means he's opening up the most personal parts of his life to you. In doing so, he's showing that you're not just someone he's dating, you're someone he's serious about. 4. He remembers the little things that matter to you. When a man remembers the little things that matter to you, it's a deeply intimate form of attention. It means he's not just hearing you, he's truly listening. He's holding on to the quiet details you may have mentioned in passing, your favorite snack, the way you like your coffee, the name of your childhood pet, or a song that makes you feel safe. These aren't grand gestures, but they speak louder than any expensive gift ever could. They show that you live in his mind even when you're not around. It's easy to remember big moments, birthdays, anniversaries, major events. But it takes real care to remember the small, seemingly ordinary things that others forget. Maybe he recalls that you get anxious before flights, so he checks in the night before. Or he surprises you with that book you once said you loved. These things aren't just acts of kindness, they're proof that he values you enough to pay attention to the details. This kind of memory comes from emotional presence. He's tuned in when you talk, not just waiting for his turn to speak. He sees you, not just your appearance, but your thoughts, your routines, your moods. When someone remembers the small things, they're not just making you feel special, they're showing you that you are special, that your life and your feelings are worth remembering. In a world full of distractions and surface-level connections, someone who remembers the little things is someone who's holding space for you in his heart. It's quiet, it's gentle, but it's one of the loudest signs of love there is. 5. He asks your opinion on major life decisions. When a man asks for your opinion on major life decisions, it means he respects your thoughts and values, your judgment at a deep level. He doesn't just see you as someone who's part of his present. He sees you as someone who belongs in the decisions that will shape his future. Whether it's about a career move, relocating to a new city, handling family matters, or financial planning, he brings your perspective into the conversation because your voice matters to him. This isn't about needing permission, it's about partnership. It shows that he doesn't want to walk forward alone. Even if the decision directly affects only him, he still wants your input. That's because he understands that whatever he chooses will, in some way, affect both of you. And if he's building a life with you in mind, then your insight becomes a natural and essential part of the process. When he asks for your opinion, he's showing vulnerability, admitting that he doesn't have all the answers and that your wisdom helps him see more clearly. It reflects a deep level of trust and emotional connection. You're no longer on the sidelines of his life. You're at the center of his planning. It's not just about feeling included. It's about being integrated into his decision-making process. This kind of behavior doesn't always come with grand words or obvious declarations, but it reveals everything. It's his way of saying, "You matter, your thoughts matter, and I can't imagine making this choice without you." 6. He talks about future events with you in them. When a man talks about future events with you in them, it's one of the most natural but meaningful signs that he's imagining a life that includes you. It might sound casual at first, a mention of a trip you two should take next year, a holiday plan where you'll both visit his family, or even something as simple as saying, "When we grow old." These aren't just daydreams, they're quiet indicators that, in his mind, you're already a part of what's ahead. This kind of talk doesn't come from someone who's unsure or temporary. It comes from someone who feels a sense of security with you, someone who isn't afraid to look past the present moment. He may not be proposing or laying out a detailed life plan, but his words will reveal that he's thinking beyond the now, and he wants you there with him. You might notice this in moments when he's relaxed and speaking freely, not trying to impress or perform. It's in those unguarded comments about the years ahead, shared routines, or what kind of parents you'd both be. And it's not about forcing a future. It's about the comfort of seeing you in it without needing to question it. When a man naturally starts to place you in his future, even in small ways, it shows a depth of emotional investment that goes beyond infatuation. It means you're not just someone he's enjoying today. You're someone he wants to grow with, build with, and hold on to as life moves forward. 7. He shares financial goals and responsibilities. When a man shares his financial goals and responsibilities with you, it's a powerful sign of trust, transparency, and long-term thinking. Money is often one of the most sensitive and private topics in any relationship. So when he chooses to open up about his income, savings, debts, or future financial plans, it means he's letting you into a deeply personal part of his world, one that many people keep guarded. This kind of openness doesn't happen in casual relationships. It's something that comes when he's thinking seriously about building a future with you. Whether he's talking about saving for a house, budgeting for future travel together, or simply being honest about his current financial situation, it shows that he values honesty and wants to be aligned with you on practical life matters, not just emotional ones. When he includes you in financial conversations, or even asks your opinion on spending or saving, it means he sees you as an equal partner. He's not just sharing numbers, he's sharing dreams, priorities, and the practical side of commitment. It's not about impressing you with wealth or ambition, but about creating a shared vision of what life together could look like. This level of sharing requires vulnerability. It shows that he trusts you enough to be real, and that he believes your relationship is stable enough to talk about the future in terms of real responsibilities. It's not just love, it's preparation, and that kind of foundation speaks volumes about how seriously he takes you and the role he wants you to play in his life moving forward. 8. He's open about his past and honest about his future. When a man is open about his past and honest about his future, it's a strong sign that he's emotionally available and sees you as someone worthy of his full truth. He's not just trying to impress you or maintain a perfect image. He's allowing you to see him as he really is, including the parts he may not be proud of. Sharing his past means he's ready to be vulnerable, to trust that you won't judge him for where he's been or the mistakes he's made. He may talk about previous relationships, childhood experiences, personal struggles, or turning points in his life, not because he's stuck in the past, but because he wants you to understand him fully, the journey that made him who he is. He knows that building something real requires transparency, and he's willing to offer that because he wants this connection to be based on truth, not illusion. At the same time, he's honest about his future. He doesn't make empty promises or paint unrealistic pictures. Instead, he shares what he genuinely hopes for, whether it's a career path, family goals, or the kind of partner he wants to be. He doesn't just tell you what you want to hear, he tells you what he really feels. Even if he's unsure or figuring things out, he doesn't hide it. That honesty shows maturity and clarity, a desire to build something real rather than temporary. When a man is this open, it means he's not just inviting you into his present, he's giving you the full map of who he is and where he's going. And if he's doing that with you, it means he wants you to be part of both. 9. He wants to resolve conflicts, not escape them. When a man wants to resolve conflicts instead of escaping them, it shows that he's emotionally invested in the relationship and sees it as something worth protecting. Disagreements are a natural part of any connection, but how someone responds during difficult moments reveals their true intentions. If he faces conflict with patience rather than avoidance, it means he values the bond more than his own ego or comfort. Instead of shutting down, walking away, or pretending everything is fine, he listens. He may not have all the answers, and he might even struggle to express himself perfectly, but he stays, he tries. That effort speaks louder than any apology. It shows that he's not interested in winning the argument. He's interested in understanding, repairing, and making things better for both of you. This behavior reflects emotional maturity. It takes strength to stay calm when emotions are high. It takes love to choose connection over pride. He doesn't let silence grow into distance, and he doesn't punish you with cold shoulders or blame. Instead, he brings honesty, accountability, and a willingness to meet you in the middle, because he knows that the relationship is bigger than a moment of disagreement. When a man consistently chooses resolution over escape, it means he's not afraid of the hard parts. He's in it for the long haul. He's showing you, through his actions, that your peace matters, your feelings matter, and most importantly, the relationship matters. 10. He supports your dreams as if they're his own. When a man supports your dreams as if they're his own, it's a beautiful and selfless sign of genuine love and partnership. It means he doesn't just admire your goals from a distance. He actively believes in them, nurtures them, and wants to see them come to life just as much as you do. Your happiness becomes part of his happiness. Your growth becomes something he's proud to witness and contribute to. He listens when you talk about your aspirations, no matter how big or small. He encourages you on the days you doubt yourself and celebrates with you on the days you succeed. He doesn't compete with you or try to redirect your focus to serve his own path. Instead, he walks beside you, reminding you of your strength when you forget it. Whether it's staying up late to help with your work, showing up to support your efforts, or simply reminding you to keep going, he shows you that your passions matter deeply to him. This kind of support isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's steady. It's present. It shows up in the way he talks about your potential, the faith he puts in your talent, and the quiet sacrifices he might make to help you keep moving forward. He doesn't just love who you are. He loves who you're becoming. And he's not threatened by your growth. He's inspired by it. When a man backs your dreams with this kind of commitment, it's because he already sees you as part of his future. He knows that when you rise together. And he wants to be the person cheering the loudest when you finally get where you're meant to be. 11. He checks in on your emotional well-being. When a man checks in on your emotional well-being, It shows a deep level of care that goes far beyond surface love. He's not just interested in how your day was or what you're doing. He wants to know how you're feeling. He's tuned into your moods, your energy, and even the quiet changes you don't say out loud. This kind of attentiveness reveals that your inner world matters to him just as much as your outer presence. He doesn't wait for you to break down or struggle in silence. He gently asks, "Are you okay?" or says, "You don't seem like yourself today." These may seem like small questions, but they carry the weight of someone who is emotionally present. He notices when your smile is forced, when your energy is low, or when something's on your mind, and he doesn't brush it off. More importantly, he listens without trying to immediately fix everything. He creates space where you can open up without fear of being judged, rushed, or misunderstood. It's in the way he gives you his full attention, how he lets you talk without interruption, and how he reminds you that you don't have to carry things alone. This kind of emotional check-in is rare, and it's powerful. It means he's not just in the relationship for the good days. He's there for the complicated ones too. He wants to understand you at your core, not just the version of you that laughs and smiles, but the one that gets overwhelmed, anxious, or tired. When a man consistently checks in on your emotional well-being, he's showing up for your heart, and that's one of the truest forms of love. 12. He makes sacrifices without keeping score. When a man makes sacrifices without keeping score, it's a powerful sign that his love is genuine, selfless, and deeply rooted. He doesn't do things for you expecting something in return. He doesn't remind you of what he gave up, how much he's done, or what he deserves in exchange. Instead, he gives because he wants to, because your happiness and peace matter to him, and because seeing you thrive brings him joy. These sacrifices aren't always grand or dramatic. Sometimes they're quiet and unspoken. Maybe he changes his schedule to support your plans, steps back when you need space, or puts your needs ahead of his in moments that count. And he does it all without guilt-tripping you, without waiting for praise, and without making it transactional. That's the beauty of real love. It doesn't come with a balance sheet. This kind of behavior shows that he's emotionally mature and relationship-focused. He understands that love isn't about keeping things even. It's about being there when it matters, about choosing the relationship over ego. It means he's thinking long-term, building trust, and creating a safe space where giving is natural, not calculated. When someone makes sacrifices for you out of love, not obligation, it tells you that you're valued. And when they never use those sacrifices as leverage, it tells you that their love is rooted in respect, not control. That's the kind of love that lasts. The quiet, unconditional kind that shows up not just in big moments, but in everyday choices. 13. He's consistent, not just intense. When a man is consistent, not just intense, it's a sign of true emotional commitment. Intensity can be exciting, the grand gestures, the passionate words, the whirlwind beginnings. But intensity alone fades if it's not supported by steady, reliable actions. Consistency, on the other hand, shows that he's not just chasing a moment. He's choosing you over and over again, even when the excitement settles into everyday life. He doesn't just shower you with affection when things are good or when he wants something. He shows up regularly, calls when he says he will, keeps his promises, and makes an effort even when life gets busy. His presence becomes something you can depend on, not a guessing game. You don't have to wonder where you stand or question his intentions, because his actions remain stable and grounded. Consistency means emotional safety. It means he's not only there for the highs, but also for the lows. He doesn't disappear when things get hard, and he doesn't let temporary emotions control how he treats you. His love isn't loud one day and distant the next. It's calm, steady, and trustworthy. This kind of love may not always feel dramatic, but it builds something much stronger: trust, security, and a true foundation. When a man is consistent, it means he's serious. He's not in love with just the idea of you. He's in love with you, fully and steadily. And that kind of quiet loyalty speaks louder than any fleeting intensity ever could. 14. He values your time and respects your boundaries. When a man values your time and respects your boundaries, it shows that he sees you as a whole person, not just someone who fits into his life when it's convenient. He understands that your time is meaningful, that your energy is not endless, and that your needs and limits deserve care and consideration. This kind of respect isn't loud or performative. It shows in the small, thoughtful ways he interacts with you. He doesn't pressure you to be available on his terms or make you feel guilty when you say no. If you need space, he gives it. If you're busy, he waits. If something makes you uncomfortable, he listens and adjusts. And he does all this without resistance or resentment, because he's not trying to control you. He's trying to understand you. Valuing your time means he shows up when he says he will. He communicates instead of leaving you waiting or wondering. He honors your schedule and doesn't treat your availability as something to be taken for granted. Respecting your boundaries means he doesn't push past your emotional, physical, or personal limits, even when it would be easier to ignore them. This kind of behavior comes from a place of emotional maturity and real care. It says, I see you, I hear you, and I want to protect the space you need to be fully yourself. In a world where so many people are quick to take but slow to give, someone who values your time and respects your boundaries stands out as someone who isn't just interested in being with you, but in treating you with the dignity, patience, and love you truly deserve. 15. He makes you feel safe, emotionally and mentally. When a man makes you feel safe, emotionally and mentally, it becomes the foundation for a relationship that's truly healthy and lasting. It's not just about protecting you from harm. It's about creating an environment where you can be completely yourself without fear of judgment, manipulation, or rejection. You don't have to walk on eggshells, hide your feelings, or shrink your thoughts just to be accepted. With him, you feel seen, heard, and held, even in your most vulnerable moments. Emotional safety shows in the way he listens when you speak, especially when you're upset or unsure. He doesn't dismiss your feelings or make you feel dramatic for expressing them. Instead, he offers calmness, understanding, and steady presence. You know you can cry, vent, or talk through your fears without it being used against you later. You feel free to speak your mind, share your past, admit your flaws, and still be loved the same, or even more. Mental safety shows in how he respects your thoughts and trusts your decisions. He doesn't belittle your ideas or try to control your choices. He welcomes your perspective, even when it's different from his own. There's no gaslighting, no guilt-tripping, no silent treatments. Just open, honest communication and emotional stability. When someone gives you that kind of safety, your soul can rest. You're not just surviving a relationship, you're growing in it. You start to dream bigger, love deeper, and trust us more fully because you're not afraid anymore. And that, more than anything, is how you know his love is real. It gives you peace, not pressure.